What else are you playing, Taylor?
Um, okay, so aside from those two, like I said, everyone on Twitter knows I'm obsessed with Genshin. So I'll try not to go on a too long of a tangent. Genshin is like my favorite. I'm obsessed with Genshin, so it's like my favorite game. And they just came out with a really big update. So for those of you guys who don't play, every year, usually around August, September, they drop a huge update, and it's a brand new nation. Um, and so, like I said, for those who don't play, you're kind of journeying across a world called Tevat, and you're going to different nations to meet with like the gods of those nations because you're trying to get information to find your lost sibling. Is kind of like the main premise of the game. And every nation is super unique. Every nation's based on kind of a country in real life, loosely.
Hmm.
Hoyo will say it's not, but it is. But like, so like, there's a nation called Liyue, which is based on China, and that's something I actually really like about Genshin is there's a lot of cultural references in the game. So a lot of the character designs for the characters in Liyue are based on like clothing and stuff in China. A lot of the music there uses like traditional Chinese instruments in the music in the OST. And then when you go to, let's say, another region is called Inazuma, that's based on Japan. Same thing, character designs in there take inspiration from Japanese clothing, and they use traditional Japanese instruments in the music and stuff. So I always think that's a really unique aspect to that game compared to other open world games is that they do take inspiration from different cultures, and every nation is very different. Um, so the new nation they dropped, that's always a big deal because it means new main story. So it's like, yay, story and
Hmm.
plot. And like I said, all the nations are completely different from each other. So this one, it just looks completely different, feels different. They've added different ways to travel, um, and tons of exploration, which is my favorite part of open world games is exploring and finding treasure chests and finding new stuff, solving puzzles and stuff. Like I love that in open world games. So for people, it's a big deal when a new nation drops because it's like, oh my god, there's hours upon hours of exploration to do, and we get to learn about a new region and the
Hmm.
people who live in this region and like how's that different from the other places. So it's been amazing. I was super obsessed with it for the past couple of weeks, and I already finished exploration because I was playing for several hours a day. I just like locked in.
Nice.
Nothing
Um,
wrong with that.
yeah, I was like in the mode. But yeah, the one thing I will say that's super cool about this nation is it has tribes, and each tribe's very different from the other tribe. So it's just like fun to visit the tribes. Like one tribe is like people of the springs, and their philosophy, like they're very laid back. They like to relax, play music, have fun. There's another tribe called Children of Echoes, and they like to do mining and they make jewelry and stuff. So it was fun visiting each of the different tribes and like learning about what do the people there do, how did they make a living, how is that different from this tribe in this area. Um, the coolest part about this update is they added these little creatures called saurians, kind of like dinosaur saurians.
Hmm.
um, so it kind of reminds me of Pokemon in a way, but the saurians live among the people, and you get to hang out with them. And there's three different types of saurians. There's like a geo dinosaur, there's a water one that swims, and there's a green one that kind of can swing through the air or whatever. But yeah, it's like that nation. The people live among the Saurians and they're friends and they work together. This nation, like I said, Def gave me Pokemon vibes. I was like, oh my god,
Hmm.
this looks. I feel like I'd be in a Pokemon game right now. Um, and the unique thing they did for this one is they had it so you can control a dinosaur to like travel around the nation. So you can take control of like a geo dinosaur and like dig underground and go mining. You can control like the swimming one to swim faster and jump through the air. Green one, like I said, the green one swings through the air. So it made exploration super fun because a lot of the puzzles and challenges in that area require you to take control of a dinosaur or creature to solve the puzzle. And it just made the exploration super fun. Like I said, I was obsessed with it. I had a really wonderful time with it. And yeah, that's pretty much what I've been playing. So it's
Hmm.
been really awesome.
Now, are you able to take those dinosaur creatures out to the other lands now?
No,
No. Darn it.
no, yeah, they're only in that one region. So a little
Yeah.
sad.
Mhm. All right. So, like, let's say someone has not gone into Genshin Impact yet. Like, if they were to begin, like, are they able to just kind of freely explore, or do they have to kind of progress through, I guess, events before they can get to the new Natlin uh, area?
I believe they have to do the first two regions. Like there's like the
Hmm.
beginner region where the story first starts, called Mondstadt, and then the
Yep.
second one's Leeway. So based on what I know, I think you have to do Mondstadt and Leeway, and once you're done with those, you have free reign to go to any other nation. And there's like four other ones aside from that now that Natlan's
Hmm.
released. Um, I usually think it's nicer to just go in order of the
Yeah.
story that they were released. But one of my friends started playing Genshin like a few weeks ago, and he got done with Leeway, and he randomly went to like Fontaine, and now he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to Natlan," and I'm like, "You're doing these all out of order, but it's fine. Do whatever you want to do."
Hmm.
So it is kind of nice that they open it in that part to like let you do what you want to do
Hmm.
at some point.
Right. Now I know because it's a gotcha game that like scares off a lot of people thinking that they're gonna have to spend a whole lot of money. Is that would you feel like can you the game obviously gives you characters without having you to spend money. Can you actually go through the game with these characters, or at some point do you feel like you have to, roll for better characters and able to progress further?
Um, I do think you need to roll for a 5-star character at some point,
Hmm.
because for in-game content specifically, um, they have like in-game content that's like battling like Spiral Abyss. You have to battle strong enemies. They added a new one called Imaginarium Theater.
Hmm.
Same thing, battling really strong enemies. And a lot of the starting characters and characters they give you by default are not good enough, in my opinion, to advance through that. However, you can save up primos, which is the currency of the wish. You can save up primos over time, so you don't need to spend money. Because like I have gotten when I first started the game, I did go ham throwing money at the game because I was like, I want all these characters. So that was like my first year. I'm on year 4 now. I've been playing for like 3.5 years. I've been playing a long time. But the past year and a half or 2 years or so, I haven't spent almost any money on the game at all because I just save up the primos they give us over time for, for we just get primos over time from events and stuff, and I've been able to get a bunch of characters without spending any money.
Hmm.
Um, so if someone does want to be free to play, you just have to save up for a long time. Like it may take like 3 months of saving primos or 4 months, but you can get characters without spending any money. You just have to be
Hmm.
patient.
All right. And I imagine the character roster is very huge right now. Like in terms of earning those characters, do they rotate the characters out, or like are you
Mm.
allowed to get any character at any time?
No, so they rotate them out. So every 3 weeks they run two characters.
Hmm.
At least for 5 stars, they're called limited banners. So every 3 weeks they run two characters, and then once those 3 weeks are over, they'll add another two characters to the banner. So if there is a specific character you want, you may be waiting a long time. Like as of now, there's a couple characters. I think it's been over a year. Like I think Shenhei and stuff or Risley, they haven't reran in like 400 or 500 days or something insane like that, for
Hmm.
whatever reason. So I'm really hoping Hoyo comes up with a better system to rerun characters because they keep introducing more and more and more and more. And the fact
Yeah.
that one character hasn't had a banner in over an entire year to me is a problem. Like, so I'm really hoping they introduce a better system, so people can get characters that they want faster.
All right. One more question. Who would
Mm.
you say are like your three favorite characters, and like what are they like right now?
Okay, anyone on Twitter knows who my two favorites are. My number one is
Hmm.
Child. I'm like in love with him. I'm obsessed with him. I love Child so much. He's cool. He is part of the military in this country called Shneznaya. He's a harbinger and he's part of the Fatui. And a lot of people look down on the Fatui. Like a lot of people think they're shady or they're the bad guys and stuff, which I don't really agree with. I think they're working towards a good cause and we just don't know it yet. But he's working with what people think are the bad guys. But he's kind of like a morally gray character, but he's very friendly and charming. He's kind of young, like probably 21, 23. We don't have official ages, so it's kind of like a guess. But yeah,
Hmm.
he's like a young, charismatic, guy, very happy. He loves battling. He's obsessed with fighting. Like that's pretty much his character. He loves his siblings and he loves fighting. And he's fun. He's a hybrid character. He switches between range and melee, so I think he's really
Okay.
fun to use. Zhongli is my second favorite. He's well, I guess that'd be a spoiler. I can't say anything. I was gonna say something, but I'm like, that's a story spoiler. But no, Zhongli's super cool. He's a Geo user, and his main thing is can make a shield for your party. So I use him. I never take him out of my party because I use his shield constantly to survive against battles and stuff, and he's super awesome. And then my third favorite, I would say, is Scaramouche. Um, he has a very, very sad backstory.
Hmm.
He was your enemy at one point. He's kind of like enemy turned friend. But yeah, his backstory is very, very sad, and he kind of helped him turn over a new leaf, and now he's trying to better his life. And he's very fun to play because he can fly around as part of his skill. So I use him a lot for exploration to just like zoom around and fly around and stuff. So
Cool. Now, Genshin's one that I would love to get into. I just don't know if I have the time to
it's a time suck for
invest.
sure. Yeah, it's a lot.
I mean,
Sure you do, Pat. Just
I struggle
start
with
chipping
trying to.
away.
If I do that, then we won't have anything else for me to talk about other than Genshin.
Yeah, you'll be like, I've been playing it for a month. I can't do anything else.
Hmm.
I mean,
Awesome.
sure. Why not? I've played Destiny for 10 years, so I mean, I can't be that different. Just start now, Pat.
He probably understands. It's an ongoing game. You just stick
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just announced a new roadmap, and it's very yikes. Is that it? Is that the
Yep.
end of that? Okay. Cool. If you want to see how you can become a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/BossRushNetwork. The Patreon producers for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Deering, Francisco Santillan, Matthew Keel, and Todd Oxtra. Thanks for your continued support of the Boss Rush Network.